Well, the Biden administration is facing questions from a conservative appeals court in New Orleans over the FDA's 2000 approval of a widely used abortion drug, mifepristone. Joining us now with more on this is CBS News reporter Melissa Quinn. Hey, Melissa, thanks for joining us. So let's just kind of give people the lay of the land. Tell us what happened in court yesterday.
So both the Justice Department and Danco Laboratories, which is the maker of this abortion pill, mifepristone, went off against lawyers for the Alliance Defending Freedom, which is representing a group of anti-abortion rights medical associations and doctors. And those groups challenged that FDA 2000 approval of mifepristone and subsequent actions taken by the FDA starting in 2016 that made the drug much more widely available. Now, I was really struck during arguments yesterday. The judges came out really hot right out the gate, asking very, very sharp questions of the Biden administration, trying to expressing a lot of skepticism toward their arguments for why these challengers should not even be in federal court in the first place pressing this lawsuit. They argue that they don't have legal standing or have not shown a concrete harm and therefore shouldn't be there, and that these challengers waited far too long outside a 6-year statute of limitations to even challenge this FDA 2000 approval. Immediately into the questioning of the Justice Department attorney, Judge James Ho, really said that the FDA, he didn't understand why they were giving the FDA's argument as one that the agency can never be challenged. And Judge Corey Wilson also seemed to really be skeptical of the argument that more women are not going to present for care in emergency rooms if they suffer complications from medication abortion. So the Justice Department and Danco really faced a lot of skepticism from this 3-judge panel of the Fifth Circuit.
I'm wondering if there's pharmaceutical companies that are just shaking in their boots because Melissa, could a win by the challengers in this case set a precedent and result in other medications being challenged in court in the future here?
Yes, and that is exactly what the FDA, what Danco, and what a number of parties who filed friend of the court briefs in this case are worried about. They argue that Congress set forth this regulatory regime and process by which the FDA has the authority to regulate and approve drugs. And if the district court's order is allowed to stand by this Fifth Circuit panel, they're very concerned that that means that judges can then second guess the FDA's scientific judgments, and that will mean that many other drugs that have received this FDA approval can now be challenged in federal court and potentially have their approval withdrawn.
So I want to ask you about something else. This week, we talked about how North Carolina passed a law essentially banning almost all abortions past 6 weeks. They overrode a veto from the governor there. And now South Carolina is moving in that same direction. Can you tell us more about that?
Right. So the South Carolina House, I believe it was, passed this 6-week abortion ban just this week. That means that it will move on to approval from the state Senate in the coming days as early as next week. This is why it's important. If the South Carolina legislature ends up approving this bill and it is signed by the governor, that means abortion will be either outright banned or severely restricted across the entire southeast region of the United States. So women who need abortion care will have to travel up to Virginia or to other states like New York or Illinois to get abortions that they are seeking. This is really what we've seen in the wake of the Supreme Court's decision last year overturning Roe versus Wade. There were a number of states that had these so-called trigger laws on the books. So immediately after the Supreme Court issued its decision reversing Roe, those laws went into effect, severely curtailing abortion access. In the wake of the Supreme Court's decision, we've seen a number of state legislatures where they didn't have those trigger laws now move really, really quickly to enact even more restrictions.
It's true. It's like every couple of days we're getting these alerts on our phones. This state, changing the way things are going.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Melissa Quinn, thank you so much.